To all of you watching, thank you for trusting me with this story. Your time, your eyes, your hearts. They mean everything as we step into a world of raw emotion together. She said it like it was nothing, as if the words themselves didn't carry a weight that could crush someone's chest. I remember it vividly, a quiet Tuesday evening, the faint hum of our refrigerator filling the silence. She looked at me, her fingers idly tracing the rim of her coffee mug, and said, "I like you, but I'm not in love with you." I nodded. Just like that. No outburst. No pleading. Just a slow, deliberate nod. I remember thinking that some part of me had known this day would come, though I had spent months convincing myself otherwise. There was a tightness in my chest, a pressure I couldn't name, but I smiled anyway. The kind of smile that hides everything behind a polite veneer. Days blurred into a numb haze after that. I watched her go about her routines, making breakfast, scrolling through her phone, humming to songs I didn't recognize, but my mind was elsewhere, always circling back to those words. Not in love with you. She didn't cheat, not yet, but the seed of suspicion had planted itself, and it grew quietly, invisibly, in the corners of my thoughts. I began noticing things, small, innocuous details that suddenly felt like glaring red flags. Her phone would buzz, and she'd silence it before I could see. The way she smiled at strangers online, the subtle withdrawal when we were alone, the sudden late nights at work that weren't in her schedule. I wanted to believe it was nothing, that I was imagining shadows where there were none. But denial has a way of whispering lies, and I was too tired to argue with it. One night, I stayed up later than her, pretending to sleep as she scrolled through her messages. My thumb hovered over the screen when a message popped up. "Can we meet tonight? I can't stop thinking about you." I froze. My heart pounded as if it were trying to escape my chest. I don't remember breathing. I don't remember rational thought. All I knew was the icy betrayal that seeped into my veins, cold and unyielding. I confronted her the next morning, my voice calm, almost eerily so. "Who's messaging you?" She blinked, slow and deliberate, then smiled. That smile, the one that used to melt me, felt like a blade. "Just an old friend. You worry too much." And I believed her. I wanted to. I clung to the memory of the woman I married. The woman who laughed at my stupid jokes, who held my hand during storms, who whispered promises I thought would last forever. But each lie was a stitch in a fraying tapestry, and eventually, the pattern of betrayal became impossible to ignore. Weeks passed. I became an observer in my own life, watching her interactions, listening for tone, scanning for words that didn't fit. There was the way she tucked her hair behind her ear when he called. The sudden laughter in the hallways when she answered her phone. The way her eyes avoided mine when I asked about her day. I felt like I was dissolving, piece by piece, into someone unrecognizable. Someone desperate to uncover the truth, even at the cost of my own sanity. Then came the day I found the receipts. Small, seemingly innocent slips of paper, but each one a dagger. Late dinners, hotel rooms, flowers she said were from a friend. The dates matched his visits perfectly. My stomach churned with a sickness that no meal could settle. I stared at those papers for hours, tracing each line with trembling fingers, listening to my own heartbeat scream betrayal. I didn't confront her immediately. No, I watched. I collected evidence like a patient predator. Though every night I went to bed hoping it was all a mistake, a coincidence, a dream I could wake up from. But reality is cruel, and the truth, when it finally arrives, is absolute. The confrontation came not with a scream, not with shattered glass or broken doors. It came in the quiet, in the tension that filled our kitchen as I placed the receipts on the table. She looked at them, her eyes widening for a brief second before the mask slipped, revealing guilt and fear. A complex cocktail I had never seen before. She started, but words failed her. I felt the rage rise, hot and suffocating, but I held it back. The woman I loved, the one I thought I knew, was gone, replaced by someone unrecognizable. "I trusted you," I said quietly, my voice steady, sharp. "I believed in us. All of this." I gestured to the papers, the lies, the stolen moments. "This is everything I wasn't supposed to see." She fell silent. Tears, but no excuses. Just the weight of her betrayal hanging in the air, thick and suffocating. And in that silence, I realized that love isn't enough. Trust is the foundation, and without it, nothing remains. I left that night. I packed what I could carry without looking back, leaving behind memories that felt like they belonged to someone else. The apartment, the photos, the promises, they were all hers now. My heart ached, but somewhere in that ache, I felt clarity. Painful, searing clarity. Months later, I looked back on that evening, not with bitterness, not with hatred, but with a quiet understanding. Betrayal changes you, yes. It erodes what you thought you knew. But it also teaches a truth that nothing can ever erase. The heart is resilient, the mind is sharper, and the self cannot be dismantled entirely by another's deception. Sometimes I still hear her voice, those words spoken so casually, so carelessly. I like you, but I'm not in love with you. I shudder, remembering the weight of them, the way they broke my world in two. But I survived. I rebuilt. I learned that love, when real, cannot cling to someone unwilling to honor it. And now, I walk into the quiet nights, knowing I am no longer the man who nodded silently at betrayal. I am a man who recognizes it, confronts it, and leaves it behind, carrying only the lessons it demanded I learn. To anyone who's ever felt that sting, that slow, creeping suspicion followed by the undeniable truth, know this. Your heart will heal, your mind will strengthen, and you will emerge, scarred but unbroken. And perhaps in time you will even forgive, not for them but for yourself for surviving what felt like the end.